Folks, we've decided to start closing our business on Sunday. We like to go to church, and we want our employees to have a day off that they can go to church and that they can spend with their families.
So y'all come see us Monday through Saturday 9 to 6 and enjoy your stay in our Great Smoky Mountains.
Hi folks, this is Ayla Wine Pottery. You're watching us on the Craftsman's channel on MySmokyTV.
up with my dad as a potter, I always loved to be at the pottery shop. It's just one of my favorite childhood memories. My dad was always a potter, so it's just what we know how to do. And I love that my kids get to experience that same joy and fun of just being able to come up to the shop and play in the clay. Audrey has really taken to throwing, and she loves to make spoon rests that we sell for profit for St. Jude in our fundraising for that hospital. She just has a passion to be able to give back to that hospital as a St. Jude patient herself, and I just love that this is something that she can do and a way to give back, and she has so much fun with it. So we are really proud of her in this effort. And we just all have such a great time when we come up.
no one planned it when Gatlinburg's arts and crafts community started in the beautiful Smoky Mountains of East Tennessee. In the early 19th century, a gathering of settlers formed a new community called the Glades. The Glades adjoined the towns of White Oak Flats, later known as Gatlinburg, Greenbrier, and nearby Pittman Center. The Glades was a subsistence farming community, so by necessity, locals applied their skills to make just about everything they needed for daily life. People of the Glades were weavers, quilters, broom makers, woodworkers, basket makers, carvers, and more. Nobody in the Glades really thought of themselves as a craftsperson or artist. They were just good at creating skillful items for everyday use. Some also made extras to trade with neighbors or after traveling 2 days on bad roads to sell in Knoxville. In the early 1900s, Gatlinburg was a small, humble settlement of 2 stores and 6 houses. The burg was a hub for about 200 families living nearby. Attitudes changed in 1912 when Pi Beta Phi fraternity started a settlement school in Gatlinburg. This new school encouraged locals to preserve their traditional crafts and skills. Once locals learned of arts and crafts, they saw their old creations in a new, intriguing way. What before was just a useful pot, broom, chair, or basket now started looking like a valuable item. In 1925, the first actual craft shop was opened in downtown Gatlinburg by Allie Owenby, daughter of E.L. Reagan, a furniture maker from the Glades. In 1926, the aircraft shop opened. As more shops opened, the Glades and nearby communities began producing handmade items to sell. Visitors started arriving, new people who appreciated fine workmanship and real beauty. And they were eager customers who would buy local handmade items. A cottage industry in the Glades grew in the 1930s as local arts and crafts won recognition outside the valley. Noah McCarter made and sold ladderback chairs and rocking chairs from a shed behind his log home. Next door, his sister, Mary Owenby, built chairs, did weaving, and made rifles. Cora Watson set up a loom on her front porch with a sign saying "Weaving for Sale." She built up a steady mail-order business too, hiring neighbors and their daughters to weave. A number of women did weaving in their homes, with the shops in Gatlinburg. And students of O.J. Mathilde, who taught woodworking at the settlement school, soon opened their own woodworking shops. Lee Ogle opened a broom shop on Glades Road. Don Cowden was already selling his wood carvings to Hattie Ogle of her Bearskins craft shop in Gatlinburg. She convinced him to open his studio to the public so customers could visit the Glades and see him work. About then, members of many local founding families who still live today around the Glades got involved in producing arts and crafts. Their old, long-preserved family skills were revived and rekindled. In 1934, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park was established. The park brought highway access across the mountains from North Carolina, and better access meant more customers for local arts and crafts. Good customers now came regularly to the Glades to meet craftspeople and to shop for authentic crafts. The exact idea of the Great Smoky Arts and Crafts community occurred in 1937 when Carl Husky opened his village craft shop. People of the Glades all joined together as a community. They used a card rack to advertise their crafts and help visitors find their shops. Marion Mangrum, a local grocer who owned a printing press, fixed up the first map and rack card for them. So the arts and crafts community was finally born. In 1942, things changed. When World War II struck, most craft activity stopped. But after the war, the tourists returned. Local men came home and reopened their businesses. The Glades began growing again. Artisans were attracted to the glades by visiting the park and attending local craft shows. They saw the beauty of the mountains and potential customers for their creations. These artists and craftspeople, old and new, worked together to promote the shops and studios of the arts and crafts community. In 1978, the Great Smoky Mountains Arts and Crafts Association was officially formed with 28 charter members. Today in the Glades, many community members are third and fourth generation craftspeople or related family members of that original group. Today the community is an avenue of arts and crafts where visitors browse, chat, and see one-of-a-kind pieces created before their eyes. The Great Smoky Mountains Arts and Crafts community is the oldest and largest group of independent artisans and craftspeople in the United States. In 1999, the foundation was designated as an official project by Save America's Treasures. Now we must act. We must preserve this heritage of arts and crafts.
So Charlie, you look pretty excited here to make this pot with Papa. Are you excited about it?
Yeah.
Do you like making pottery with Papa?
Yeah.
Why do you like it?
Because it really feels good for your hands.
Yeah.
And I kind of like how it gets your hands dirty because it feels good.
You like the messy feeling? It feels smooth, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of slimy. So what are you doing here on your piece?
Making a jewelry bowl.
Oh, for jewelry. Are you trying to make a design on the top there?
Yeah.
Yeah? Like a swirly pattern.
I kind of tried to make the outside big and have a little circle, and I wanted the inside to be really big so it can fit a couple of more jewelry than how I made it.
And who did you make this for?
My teacher.
Nice. I think she will really like it.
I'm gonna wait till it's ready. Then I'm gonna come to school. Then I'm gonna come get it after school. Then the next day I'm gonna grab it for school and then give it to Miss Deb.
You think she'll be surprised? And she'll give you a big hug? She'll love it.
What?
She'll love it.
What grade are you in, Charlie?
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten, all right.
He's kind of an old kindergarten.
Old kindergarten.
You like that water, don't you?
Yeah. Go back to the pot, babe.
Who distracted me, Mama?
I'm distracting you.
Charlie Driver,
Mom did it?
Bang that belly.
What are you doing?
Alright, that's it. Alex, get off of her. Why are you on the floor?
Final touch. All right, good job.
Turn the wheel off.
All right.
Come
here, Liam.
Folks, we've decided to start closing our business on Sunday. We like to go to church, and we want our employees to have a day off that they can go to church and that they can spend with their families.
So y'all come see us Monday through Saturday 9 to 6 and enjoy your stay in our Great Smoky Mountains. Even our employees love to bring their kids up when they can to mess around, and we are just one big happy work family here, so we are thankful to be able to just have the time we have with them as well and enjoy having our kids play together and experience the clay together, and it is just such a joyful time.
Good job.
Good job, Leah.
Everybody else.
Careful, Careful.
There you go.
We who live so far apart that we rarely see more of one another than the blue smoke of each other's chimneys are never at ease without the feel of the forest on every side. Room to breathe, to expand, to develop, as well as to hunt and to wander at will. The nature of the mountaineer demands that he have solitude for the unhampered growth of his personality. Wing room for his eagle heart. No one can understand the attitude of our Highlanders toward the rest of the earth until he realizes their amazing isolation from all that lies beyond the blue, hazy skyline of their mountains. There are still people who remember.
Seemed like man gets to thinking about it, we're always talking about the good old days. And you've heard the expression, we live back in the good old days. Well, that's right. It may be good old days 100 years from now. I don't know, looking now. But it ain't nothing like it used to be when I was a boy. Although we did hit it hard. You talk about money. Money is just about something that you didn't have. We had to work. We all depended on wood, too, up there. And there was no coal, there was no oil, there was nothing except firewood, you might say. So if a person got sick with the flu or got sick with something that he couldn't do his own wood getting, then we would all gather up and get him wood up, maybe enough to do him a week or so. Maybe in that time we'd hope that he would be out. Then when we'd come to our farming, we find that help one another with the crops. Then maybe if it's us, why, they would come with their horses and come with their plows and hoes.
To be a boy in Greenbrier, I didn't know at that time, but I was born and raised up till I was 15 years old in the most beautiful place in the world to me, but I didn't know it at that time. But I realize it now and have for the last few years. When I had to move out of this park, I had a grudge, you know, for some time. But then I got over that when my eyes begin to be opened. I begin to wake up then to the beauty of the Great Smoky Mountain National Park that was once my home, and now I still cherish it as the grandest place on earth.
We eat 3 meals a day, of a morning at 6, and 12 o'clock of the day, and 5 of evening, 5:30, something like that. I can do it on the fireplace where I can't do it on an electric stove, for I don't even know how to operate one. I guess if you had a stove, you could regulate it more, but if you're used to the fireplace, you can just regulate it too. If you're used to it, you're used to it. It's just like cooking on the stove, these women today. And I've cooked on that for years. Best food in the world. You use hickory wood, most of the time green wood, so you'll have hot coals. And heat controls, if you'll just fix it right and have plenty of hot coals, that's what you need. You can control it by pulling your stuff out here on the hearth. That's where you cook it, but you have your coals real hot. Well, I'm a cooking cornbread, and it come from a farm, ground, made. And then my sweet potatoes, I raised them on the farm, and I boiled them and then put sugar on them and butter and baked them. And my dumplings, I go raise the hen and cut her head off with an axe, pick the feathers off and swinge the hairs off, put her in the pot and boiled her. And I dropped my dumplings in. I made my dough, rolled it out, cut it in pieces and dropped them in. And my beans, I raise them in the garden, bring them out, string them, hang them on the wall and dry them. Then I soak them overnight and take my fatback meat, which we raise, and put them in the pot, and I boil them about 4 hours or till they get tender. So then I have hominy, which we grow the corn, and I take the drip lye out of the ashes I burn in my stove and skin these skins off. It takes several washings. And when I get that done, then I can it or what for the winter. I guess he'd run me off if I didn't have beans about every day. Beans he don't like peas too good. So I'll just have to say we have to have beans about every day. Beans and potatoes is the main thing on the farm. If you ain't got that, why, you might have trouble. So then I have fruit cake, which I bake by my old recipe I always used. Gingerbread and dried apples that I dry myself on the farm. All of it's fixed there. I raise the pickles in the garden, bring them in, onions and cucumbers, pepper. And I slice them, put a cup of sugar and a cup of vinegar, and just bring them to a boil. Then they're ready. Only things I have to buy from the store is coffee, salt, and sugar, spices sometimes. I go to the mountain and dig my herbs, what I don't grow in the little patches. I grow golden seal, and the other just grows up in the holler, and I go get it. That's one thing, we've always had good stomachs. I think it's reason because we've been on the farm and raised it on the farm and cooked it and eat it there. I really think it's healthier that way. They never fail to eat. Everything is put on the table and nothing hurts him. Don't have to be a bit particular how you cook anything. Only just keep plenty of it cooked, especially cake. He eats his cake every time he comes through the kitchen. We have meat 3 times a day, most of the time. Of course, we don't have wild meat every day, but when it's good, we do. We have groundhog and squirrel and rabbit and pheasant and partridge or quail, whatever they call them, fish. Well, we never did have too much bear meat. We have a rest more of deer meat, but the bears somehow runs too fast. It's real good, bear meat is awfully good. Now, groundhogs, you get them out of they go to eating roasting your corn in the fall. In the spring, they're not good because they eat too much green stuff. I have people to come to my house to get me to can for them, cook for them, and you can't learn them how. That's what gets me. They just don't want to learn, I guess. They just want you to do it for them. Some people you can learn how to do things, which I'd love to, and can, but people these days just don't seem to care. Or something, I don't know why. They think it's too much, I think, now. The young people would rather just go to the store and buy something, make a sandwich, than to get out there in the garden and pick it. And I've had a lot of people that I've made garden stuff and offered to give to, and they would not put it up. They just, I don't know, people growing up today ain't interested like the old people was. They don't want to do it. I don't think I'd like what they do. They might not like what I do.
Right, now. Can you reach that? Alright, let's see what I can do. Hands on it.
What am I making?
Yes.
You have no idea what you're making, huh?
No idea.
Right here on the outside. On the lead here, Alex. Are you trying?
What's that face? You're going, oh, what did I make?
Made a bowl for Jello. Jello bowl.
Do you like Jello?
Stretch it one more time. There we go. Wait, these are these hands. Get these hands. Yeah, show me hands. One more
See
time.
hands.
These hands. Look at my hands.
Alex, like this. Now like this. Like thumbs up.
Like this, like this.
Never mind.
Do this. Alex, do this. Do this.
Moment has
Alex.
passed. Right, this way.
Go over there to the
Come on, knucklehead.
For more information, entertainment, and fun, tune into MySmokyTV channel 195.
And here I am again, putting leaves on one of Robert's beautiful lamps. And it will be a cutout lamp that's going to have light on the inside, so where you can see the light shining through the leaves from the inside when I'm finished. But right here you can see I'm deciding where to put the leaves, and I finally end up putting them somewhere and then rolling them in and cutting out all the way around each leaf so that each one will have light shining through and be it'll probably be red when it's finished. Mountain with some blue. That's one of our prettiest combinations on our lamps. So you'll have to come in and see it when it's finished.
Folks, we've decided to start closing our business on Sunday. We like to go to church, and we want our employees to have a day off that they can go to church and that they can spend with their families.
So y'all come see us Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6, and enjoy your stay in our Great Smoky Mountains.
Once upon a time, there's this old man. He's walking down the road. It's a real hot day. He sees this ear corn laying in the road, and he walks up to it and he goes, "Go ahead and take this." And he walks up to that. He walks up to that ear corn, and he goes, "That looks so tasty."
He's terrified. Charlie is having like having major trust issues. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. Like Marquette's like, I'll get $1. Doris will get $1.
Once upon a time.
Let me take this off so when you took it down,
Then you can sit on the other side, yeah.
We gotta hurry up back.
I know. He's probably got it up.
Once upon a time, this old man, and he's walking down the road. It's such a hot day. He sees this ear corn laying on the ground. He thinks, "I'm so hungry." He walks up to it and he smells it. He goes, "Oh, it looks good. Come on."
That's good, that's good.
It's Alex's turn.
This old mule. He's walking down the road. Where you going? I got a right-handed mule here. He walks up that mule. He walks up that ear corn. He thinks, whatever.
Y'all be sure and check out the Craftsman's channel. So in addition to Audrey's spoon rest that we make to sell for raising money for St. Jude, we also make these Hope for St. Jude mugs that we just love. I absolutely love them. And all of the profit from each mug goes to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And also, our sweet Georgia Kate has made these designs for mugs that she has drawn herself, and a portion of the sales of these mugs also go to St. Jude. So she has made some really sweet designs. She's our little artist in the family. She loves to draw she is drawing anytime she gets a chance, and she has just come up with the cutest designs to put on these mugs. So we are in the process of getting more of her little designs on there. She's worked on a sunflower, she's made a snowman, she has the rose that you saw before. So we just love being able to encourage her and her artistry, and love the designs that she's come up with.
Come see us, folks. We'd love to see you. This is our whole life is built around this business, and we got a lot of pretty pots, and we want you to come by and see what we've got to show you.
So the final step in the process is the glazing process, which is so important because if you don't have a beautiful finish on your piece, you just have a dud of a pot. So, Katie, why don't you tell us about your favorite glaze combinations?
Well, one of my favorites is being shown here on one of my bear pots that is being glazed by Brandon, and it's the beautiful Timuku bottom where it's really dark on the bottom, and then he's going to go back and put our Miami with Lady Blue on the top, which is a really bright blue, so you kind of have that like snow scene with the dark, and then the real bright blue, almost white on top. I love contrasting colors, so that's why I like that one a lot.
That's one of my favorites too. I love how it runs.
If you don't have that run, it's not as pretty. But the reds obviously are another. Those are probably my second favorites. I like that one as a centerpiece, but you have to have some red in there somewhere. So that with red on the bottom is also one of my favorites, which is our mountain glaze.
Yes.
And it's done pretty much the same way, but he brings the red up, and then he'll have that real pretty purple band when you put that Miami over top.
That looks like the mountains, which is why we call it our mountain glaze.
Yeah, the sunset.
That red and purple and blue sort of color gradient is so lovely and just looks like a perfect picture of the mountain scene.
So that's probably my favorite ones, but we have so many, it's hard to decide which ones are my favorite.
I'm really proud of our glazes. I love our colors. I love the different combinations. They're endless, all the things that we can do. And I love how Brandon experiments with things and comes up with the coolest color combinations. Does such a great job.
He does. He's been doing it for so long. He's just so good at it.
for watching. Come and see us.
One of our big items in the last couple of years are these bacon cookers. I'm always amazed at the love affair this country has with bacon, but they work really well. And the mixing bowls, sometimes I'll hear women standing in there and there'll be 5 of them stirring in that thing at one time to hear that noise.
Well, they're so handy. There's so much you can do with a mixing bowl. It's my favorite wedding gift for a new couple.
The leaves have carried our business for so long. I started doing these leaves in 1997, and Lynn and I were at a craft show together, and we got the idea from a vendor there, and it has become our trademark. People recognize our leaves. I tell folks all the time they fall off in the fall, but nobody believes me.
Oh, we have the best mugs.
Oh God, we have the most, I can tell you that.
Y'all don't even know. You've got to try one to know it. It is the best mug.
Make your coffee taste better.
Absolutely, and calorie free, right?
Calorie free. You can drink all the hot chocolate you want. These are Rebecca pictures. It's from a scripture in the Bible about Rebecca at the well.
Very traditional mountain shape. Cades Cove has to be one of our favorite places to go. We love to see the cabins there. It's a childhood memory of ours. And we love having those cabin pots with the cabins of Cades Cove on them.
Our sales girls are always willing to help. They're very friendly. We want you to come out here and have a good experience with us. We don't take your business for granted.
We've got so many great memories of the kids being up here. It's just one of our favorite things.
Come on in here.
Our shop is always changing. We are artisans and we love to experiment with new ideas. We have the most creative team that's always trying to come up with something new and exciting to show you. So we would love for you to come and visit us and check out the new products and just enjoy the feel of the shop.
Folks, we've decided to start closing our business on Sunday. We like to go to church, and we want our employees to have a day off that they can go to church and that they can spend with their families.
So y'all come see us Monday through Saturday 9 to 6 and enjoy your stay in our Great Smoky Mountains.
As the